Guys, all the cars that you see in these videos are for sale on my website, www.woodsandbarclay.com. Enjoy the video. Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm starting the series on the 1983 300D. That's called Biscayne Blue. And you guys saw me picking this car up from Gunner, the collector here in Atlanta. And guys, what I'm about to show you is this is the nicest 300D I've ever seen. And let me just kind of take you around the car for a second. But today, the point of today's video is I want to put it up on the lift and we want to go through everything underneath the car to see if anything needs to be replaced. Usually it's the ball joints, sometimes not, but we want to do a full inspection and see if anything needs to be done on this vehicle. Now guys, keep in mind, this vehicle has not been detailed. During the detailing process, we're going to clean the undercarriage and completely detail the car. But the point of the video is one, to show the inspection and also to show you what an original, untampered with, the best 300D I've ever seen looks like before the detailing process, before the refurbishment and restoration process. But guys, this is the nicest 300D I've ever seen, especially the interior. And I know it's on the lift and I can't really get this door open all the way, but guys, this is the most flawless. The car smells new. It smells like a new car. But this, I mean, even the carpets, look at that. That's remarkable. Look at the wood. So the wood grain they selected for this car, see how the Zebrano lines are big and far apart? It looks really, really good. Sometimes the lines are real tight. They fit together real tight. But yeah, this is, now you can see there's one thing I need to do. I need to re-glue the wood on the glove box. And right there on the center console, that's very common. The wood just, the glue will just fail over the years. But that's pretty common on just about every car. The dash on this car, I think this is the nicest dash I've ever seen on a 300D. It's incredible. I haven't cleaned, detailed, nothing. I haven't done anything to this car. This is it's just an incredible car. There we go. I raised the car up a little on the lift, but look at the windlace. It hasn't faded at all, or the piping that runs down the B-pillar. It hasn't faded. It's still the exact same color as the seats. It is so rare to find them in that condition. I mean, the gaskets, the door gasket, that looks like a brand new door gasket. This is just remarkable. The nets on the seats aren't even sagging. Like I said, guys, your baseline for what a nearly perfect original 300D looks like is right here. And you're going to see walk around videos later and me doing any kind of service work it needs. But let's look back here. Oh, these are like tons of how-to service records that the previous owner had printed out. Oil changes, fuel hose replacement, valve adjustment. It's kind of cool. Looks like there's a floor mat, one of the rear floor mats back here. Got it. Just tons of documents. What is this stuff? Oh, more how to do your motor mounts. But I wanted to show you under here. There's the original tire with the original hang tag, original spare with the original dot designating it as a spare. Incredible. We're going to do a video series. I need to put a hood pad on. And yeah, I know, guys, that's a wagon. That's coming soon. I've already got the hood pad. And let me show you under here. Guys, that's an original. I haven't even degreased. I've done nothing to this car. That's as nice as it gets. To find an all-original car like this, you can see the hood pad. Looks like they had already taken the hood pad off to replace, and that's very, very common. It's very rare to see a hood pad last, 40 years. But the point of this video Look at that. Even the cadmium plating on the, look at the air cleaner housing. I mean, look at the battery tray. Oh, it's got like a little towel underneath it, so the battery tray never rusts. That's just remarkable. Look at the wiring right here. It's not even faded or yellowed. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is the nicest 300D, 100% original car that I've ever seen. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get this up on the lift and we're going to start our inspection video. Okay, we have it up on the lift. Let me go ahead and show you. So despite having 45,000 miles on it, this car was serviced regularly. I have every single service record back to day one on this vehicle. Every single record. This car, it was not sitting and neglected. It was serviced. So what you guys are about to see under here is an untampered with, all original, extremely low mileage 300D. This is what a real low mileage 300D looks like. Okay, I went ahead and closed the shop door so we didn't have that glaring light. So this is what a unmolested 100% original 300D looks like. No dry ice blasting, no fancy pressure washing. This is the real deal. What you see here on low mileage cars that are not in harsh climates, you have your cadmium plating. It's actually zinc dichromate, all still intact, yellow zinc dichromate. The oil pan, you can see it's not all black with oil that's been just running over the edge. The gasket's still good. Guys, look up in here. You can even see all the cadmium plating is still on. These are the oil cooler lines, the oil cooler bracket. Here you go. That is the oil dipstick tube. And look around here. So this is the lower oil cooler line. You can see your I call it cadmium because it's easier to say than zinc dichromate, but the plating is still on there. There's not a single drop of oil from the oil cooler line. It is totally dry. That's an original Mercedes line. It's so rare to find these cars in this condition. These are the transmission cooler lines. Look at that. It's not even wet at all. You can see the other one over here. Not a drop of oil anywhere. These hoses may have been changed because they're incredible condition. There you go. Look at that. Look at the cadmium in the lines up here. That stuff is basically what it would have looked like from the factory. Amazing condition. The engine mounts. The engine mounts are not flat. They're not worn out. They're not ripped. Look at that. They still have the protective covers. See that cover? It's right on top of there, the cadmium colored cover. Those are usually missing and they're still fully intact, and even zinc, you can see the coloring is still on there. Here we go. The turbo oil seal is not even leaking. The cadmium, I mean, the engine shocks, beautiful condition. Up here, if you look up at the turbo, there's no oil. See, it's hard to see, but there's no oil covering the bottom of the turbo, no leaks. It hasn't been dripping down from there. There you go. Back here you can see in the original starter area, still see the cadmium on the transmission line here. Starter is not covered in rust. Just incredible condition. Here's the engine shock over here. Look, the aluminum arm that bolts to the engine, it's not even dirty. Steering box, completely dry, not a drop of oil. The steering coupler, look at the condition of the steering coupler. It's beautiful, original condition. Excellent condition. Control arm bushings. Those are, that's like what they look like when they're new, when you put them in there. Now, almost inevitably, yep, on this car, the ball joint boots almost always rot on 40-year-old cars, you can see. So I'm going to definitely need to replace the ball joints. Let's look at the other side. Yeah, this one is like still barely hanging in there, but you can see some grease has started to come out and it's cracked right there. So we got to replace the ball joints. That's what this wet is right there. That's where the grease is finally, after so many years, started coming out of the ball joint. The actual tie rods, let me put some gloves on. Okay, I got some gloves on. So the tie rods, you can see the tie rod boots are not torn. These tie rods usually don't need replacing, you know, even after all the years. They usually last upwards of 100,000 miles. Yeah, that is so tight. So those tie rods are good, guys. No reason to change those. No reason to change the brake control rod bushings either. You can see there's no rips or tears on the boots here. But yeah, ball joints you almost always have to. Now on these low mileage cars in this condition, you can see all the Cosmoline spray. That's the rust inhibitor, that waxy spray they would put up there. See how it's been sprayed down in here? And it's still on the car, still visible. You can even see it right here where they sprayed it under here and some shot out of this crack here and it sprayed across right there. And see how it got on the bottom of the bumper right here? That's all original Cosmoline, and that stuff is only on the nicest, lowest mileage vehicles. So yeah, I'm definitely doing the ball joints. Let's check this tie rod. Gosh, I can't even twist this one. This one's in outstanding condition. That one's incredible. You can even see there's more Cosmoline. See the zinc dichromate on the lower control arm bolt. You can even see the zinc dichromate on the plate that covers the engine mount. Incredible condition. Here's something also that you see on very nice low mileage cars. See, there's more zinc dichromate. See, there is not a drop of oil from the oil filter housing. This is where the oil filter housing mounts to the side of the engine block. It is not a drop of oil coming from there. Not a drop of oil out of the bottom of the transmission. Not a drop of oil on the transmission pan. This is what the really low mileage, excellent condition. These are, you know, this is basically a preservation concourse class car right here. You look like right here, see these bushings? That's the exhaust bushing. See how they're still intact? They're not all dry rotted. The rubber is excellent. Now on exhaust always has surface rust. I don't care how nice your car is. Exhaust always has it until, I guess this was like a cold rolled steel. I guess that's what they would use. But for some reason, Mercedes would use, I guess this is a galvanized or a stainless. They would always use this on the back. Now I'm guessing why Mercedes did that is because the rear wheels kick up a bunch of crud in the back. So maybe that's why they would do that. You can see the drive shaft. It still has the original factory paint on it, just some dust. And it's just dust, but this is not like a dry ice blasted, all fancied up to make it look better than it is car. This is the real deal. Look back here, look how good the boots are, the condition of the boots. Perfect condition. You even have the original mark from the factory where they filled it and they marked, put the little yellow mark. Hey, we tightened that. That's pretty cool. I rarely ever see that. The boots here. Now you can tell where the car has been serviced. Someone has changed the in-tank filter because that is a new hose. And I also noticed over here, this is normally a cloth braided hose right here. Like this one next to it, but this one tends to leak and someone's already changed that. You see there's not a drop of oil from the diff, perfectly dry. A thing that I normally have to replace is these sway bar end links. You can see the little boot or I see the boot just kind of crumbled apart right there on the sway bar end link. It's actually still tight, but there's no more protective boot. Same as the ball joints. So I'm going to change these along with the ball joints. I mean, those brake hoses are immaculate. Nothing wrong with any of that. There's not even any rust on the brake caliper. This is just normal, 40-year-old car. That's dust, Now, sure, we could dry ice blast that and clean it up and make it look absolutely perfect. But I just wanted to show you guys what the real cars look like when you find them super low mileage in incredible condition. This is what they look like. This is a great example. See the fuel and brake lines, all great condition. The little rubber grommets that hold them in place here. Transmission mount, excellent condition. You still see the factory marks. Flex disc, you can look how clean it is back here on the transmission. All the little factory markings where everything was torqued down at the factory are still there. Let's look at this center bearing support. Yep, even that is still good. All this stuff is amazing. Let's check this flex disc back here. Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever to change that. The bushings back here on the rear, amazing condition. It's very rare that you see worn out bushings on the rear of a 300D. Step out here. There you go. Look at that. Awesome. Look at the butt wheels. So that is what an original, untampered with, unpainted, that is just what an original bunt would look like. That's what they look like, guys. A lot of people paint their wheels and whatnot, and it never really looks correct. This is what they really look like. That is an original, flawless bunt. You see there's some dirt spots on it. I haven't cleaned the car, nothing. I just wanted to show you guys what this is like. Look back here. Original muffler, excellent condition. Even the exhaust hangers are still good. I'm sure, those have obviously been changed. So another place you look on these cars, and this is a good sign of how the cars were treated. You look up behind the trunk pan here and the rear bumper, and you see how there's zero rust up here and the cadmium is still on these bolts. That holds the cover. There's a cover right up here on the bumper, and that holds that cover in place. And you look back here on cars that were in kind of harsher climates, road salt and debris and water all kicks up back here. And this is always just a rusty mess under here. And you'll see that on some cars, it's okay if the bolts have a little rust on them, but that's an area to check. And you can see how it's flawless back here. There you go. All the bolts here. There's no corrosion on any of the bumper bolts, because this is where stuff kicks back from the tires. Let's look at the jack points over here. You can see I haven't washed it. It's got some water spots on it from, I guess, the last car wash. Yeah, even the trim pieces are factory fresh on this car. Also, I look up here around the lips of the car. See, there's no rust or corrosion, excuse me. Right here, you sometimes get it along these seams, some little bubbles or rust spots. And you can see there's nothing at all on this car. Not even on the license plate bolts. Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Let's look over here. There you go. Bunt wheel. Look at all the trim. See how nice it is? Because this is under the car, and this is where stuff slings up from the road. See the condition of that? Here's the plastic cover that's in the wheel well. You even have cadmium plating still on these bolts, and that is right behind the wheel. That is where everything gets slung up. This is a remarkable vehicle. Let's lower it down a little bit and look at the upper control arms. So I know under here I'm going to do the ball joints and the rear sway bar end links. But other than that, nothing needs to be done down here. Okay, we're coming in here to the driver's side to inspect the upper control arm and sway bar. First thing I noticed, I mean, there you go. There's your original paint. It hasn't even had a chance to get dirty enough to hide all the original paint. Look, the boot on the upper control arm, perfect. You can even see the bushings up here. Outstanding condition. No reason to change any of that. Let's go look at the other side. Here we go. Same over here. Even the cadmium can still be seen on the sway bar. This is the sway bar, and these are sway bar bushings where it attaches to the upper control arm. And the bushings up here are just incredible. There's absolutely no reason to change the shocks. Change shocks on a 45,000 mile car. Those shocks will be good at 120,000 miles. Mercedes shocks, well, I think they were made by Bilstein, are just the shocks they were making back then are incredible. A lot of guys are like, hey, change your shocks at 100,000 miles. Well, take them off and look at them at 100,000 miles and they'll still be good. Look up here. So these are the original Bosch, made in Germany. There's not a crack, a chip, a nick, nothing. I don't even see a rock. There we go. There's one little rock chip right there. The original grill. Look at that. You already saw the engine. It was immaculate. Not a crack, chip, nothing up here. Oh, and check this out. These are Michelin's. And I think they were installed like 3 years ago, but they're new. They're like, it's like they have 20 miles on them. So I am definitely keeping these on the car because you can't get Michelin's for these cars anymore. And these were the best tires. There you go, Michelin Defender. And these are the best ones you can get. And these are incredible condition. So it even has the Michelin's on it. Like I said, guys, this is a great baseline. If you're looking at a 300D or you're checking them out on Craigslist or Facebook, okay, just checking, and this has already been converted to R134. So you have the blue R134 cap and fitting. So I probably just need to service the AC system. The conversion's already been done. So anyway, AC service, ball joints, rear sway bar end links. Check all the window regulators, make sure everything's lubricated properly. Engine oil, filter, transmission, differential, power steering, brake fluid, all that stuff's getting changed. But this is what they look like. What you saw underneath there, that's as good as it gets. Biscayne blue, 1983, my favorite year. So I just want to go back through some of these service records to show you how well this car was taken care of. This was like a, let's see, $830 bill back in 2019. But I was just looking through here and I can see right there, here's where converted AC to R134. So that was just a few years back. Let's see what we got here. Replace fuel injection return lines. Okay, those are the little braided lines. Brake fluid. I guess that says flush. Bleed brakes. Something like that. 2004. Check charging system. Change battery. See, what's this? Okay, this is MBS Motors. This is a very, very reputable, this is a famous shop here in Atlanta. These guys really know what they're doing. You can look them up online. They have incredible cars over there. Okay, this is back in 2001. So they had the AC serviced again prior to what I just saw in 2019. You see AC compressor, Freon charge, check for links, O-rings. So that's an AC service. Oh, they had a new mono valve, put in a battery, changed the V-belts. Oil pan seal. Seal automatic transmission oil pan. There we go. That's where they service the transmission. I'm just, it's the first time I'm going through these two guys. Now we get back into like handwritten stuff from like, okay, this is 2001. Belts, Freon. Looks like lots of just like normal maintenance. Recharging AC, changing belts, stuff like that. Let's see what we have here. Oil and filter. Cooling system flush, so the cooling system has been maintained. I can't read this one. Partial recharge AC, more AC work. So over the years, it's obvious they were just maintaining the AC. Like what year was this receipt? Oh, that's back in 91. It looks like every decade they were redoing the AC system every 10 years. So the AC was always working. This is back to 1990, 1989. Test battery charging system. It's getting kind of hard to read some of this. Okay, there's a AC recharge back in 1986. Anyway, just tons of stuff in here. This is where they put on a new AC compressor back in 1984. So this is only a year after they had it. They had a warranty exchange on the compressor. This is all the way back to 1984, July of 84. So this is just, it's all here, guys. Here's the Acme Motors, Mercedes-Benz dealer. Cruise control amplifier, warranty replacement. That's funny. They even failed back then in 1984, the year after they were bought. I have a whole stack of cruise control amplifiers that I've had rebuilt that I always replace in the cars. Cruise control actuator. Looks like they had some cruise control issues from the factory, and they had it warranty repaired. But anyway, you guys get the idea. I mean, every bit of history going all the way back. There's the 1,000-mile check. This is 1983, so this is after they'd driven it 1,000 miles. And I mean, we even get to the original brochures in here from the dealership. It's all here, guys. It's just, it's so cool to see all this stuff. So anyway, that's the inspection video. In the next video, we'll do show me changing the ball joints and the rear sway bar end links. And then I'm probably going to have to service the AC. I doubt the AC still works. Here you go, guys. Enjoy this series. See you next time.